This is the IAH204 final presentation by Keegan Hollenbeek, and today we will be talking about Eastern Asian cultural influence in comparison to the rest of the world, and how it's benefited them, and where there have been some shortcomings. Before I dive into all that, I just want to give you guys a brief idea of what exactly cultural exchange is. So it's exactly what it sounds like, and it's the exchange or the swapping of an idea or a belief between two or more cultures. This concept is dated back to as long as we've seen cross-cultural interaction, and we've seen it be extremely beneficial to many cultures throughout history. Eastern Asia is no different, and culturally speaking, they've been very successful in spreading their cultural exchange throughout the world. And while they have faced minor setbacks throughout some of this, like with anything, the good has outweighed the bad, and they are truly a front runner when it comes to global exchange culturally. The great success that Eastern Asia has experienced in their cultural exchange comes from all sorts of things and ranges from many aspects of their everyday life. Some of these examples are their cuisine, their education, different ways that they run their businesses and how business is conducted, as well as certain aspects of their politics. These are all things that have spread over into other cultures and made them a front runner in the global cultural exchange. A major aspect of everyday life in Eastern Asia is the cuisine. And as we all know, it's also an extremely popular thing worldwide, as Asian food, whether it's authentic or Asian fusion food, it's served in nearly every country of the world and every corner of the world. So no matter where you find yourself, you're likely to be able to find yourself in a spot where you can eat Asian cuisine. Another major aspect of everyday life in Eastern Asia that is revered as extremely successful to other cultures would be their education. And so traditionally speaking, education is viewed as one of the most important aspects of life, and it's taken extremely seriously. And teaching jobs in Asia and Eastern Asia are extremely well respected. They're competitive. People fight for them. People know the importance of their teachers. And teachers in other countries see this and look up to this and strive to be like this. People are proud of their teachers and know how important their jobs are. Additionally, lesson plans for teachers are taken extremely seriously, no matter what age, and so this is implemented as early as kindergarten. The American education system has noted these successes and tries to implement them here. Many American teachers have been known to also model their lesson plans in the same structure as teachers out of Eastern Asia because of the success rate that they have in their lesson plans. This is notable because it's very similar to something that we see in Musai's story. And in the beginning of the story, his father instills in him the importance of school and how important it is to succeed and show respect to authority and things like this. And he even goes as far as severely punishing him when he doesn't abide by the schools of rules. Because of this, we can tell how important schooling and education is within this culture, and we see that leaking over into other cultures. So here we have a couple of images. The one on the left is an instrument called the abacus soroban, and it's a calculating tool originated out of Japan. And on the right, we have a figure that shows how much money the governments have been spending in Eastern Asia on education specifically. So the blue lines are from the year 2000, and the black lines are from the year 1990. And as we can see, nearly every single country has improved the amount of money that they're putting towards education in the last 10 years, and so we can see the importance that they hold behind their education in these countries. Another aspect of life that we see a lot of cultural exchange in between Eastern Asian countries and other countries within the world would be business and how business is conducted. I think this is due to the fact that there's a lot of international business done between Eastern Asia and a lot of other countries in the world, which kind of causes for people to rub off on each other a bit and blur the lines a little bit. But in any case, one of the highest held things in Eastern Asian business is honor. And we see this trend in Musai's story as well, when his father insists that he must remain honorable in all that he does, and he'll punish him if he does not. So here we see honor is a very extremely important aspect of everyday life in Eastern Asian cultures, and it's no different when they conduct their business, which is something we see spill over into American culture as well, because we see a moral code put into American business, and people want to make their money ethically and be smart about it and be respectful about it. Another extremely important aspect of everyday life in Eastern Asia that is spread into other corners of the world would be their music, and more specifically a genre of music called K-pop. K-pop is a light-hearted pop style of music with catchy choruses and has an upbeat tempo, and these qualities have brought this music notoriety on a global level. Because of this, there are now dedicated fans in all corners of the world who will await the next K-pop album or the next K-pop song or things like that. And because of this, these K-pop groups can spread their messages within their music to a global level. And these messages range from all kinds of things like social issues, political issues, current events, and really anything that they want to spread to the world. Now here are just some images of some K-pop groups and things like this. So on the left we have BTS, which is one of the most well-known K-pop groups in the world. And then in the middle we have a picture of K-pop stars taking up an outline of the United States to show the great influence that they've had in the United States. And on the right, this is an image from a sold-out K-pop concert at an arena in New York City, which just goes to show how many people are truly dedicated to listen to this kind of music. Now you may be asking yourself, why exactly are these all considered successes? Well, the aspects of cultural exchange that I've mentioned so far are considered successes because of what they've done for the region. With the spread of cuisine, education, their music, etc., they're able to strengthen their cultural influence. Worldwide, people are embracing aspects of Eastern Asian cultures, making their soft power success rate extremely high. With this success, they are able to strengthen their beliefs and spread the word of their cultural successes to the world. There have been many successes, but those do not come without the occasional failure. While it has been few and far between, there is some cultural exchange that hasn't been positively viewed. As I said before, there haven't been very many shortcomings in terms of cultural exchange, but there have been one or two worth noting. And one of these happens often in the entertainment industry, which we unfortunately saw in the movie that we watched in class, Rush Hour, where they kind of extorted the kung fu scene into something that was super unrealistic and just looked good for a movie, but was extremely stereotypical and honestly offensive in terms of what is truly about their culture and how that's all viewed and what's realistic about it and what's not. So, in conclusion, I would say if you take a step back and look at the cultural exchange between Eastern Asia and the rest of the world, while keeping in mind the curriculum that we learned in class, we see a great success story. There have been some things that can't necessarily all be spun in a positive way, of course, as with anything like this. But with that being said, the goods have outweighed the bads by a large margin. As I stated in the beginning, and backed up throughout this project, Eastern Asia is one of the biggest cultural influencers today, which we see within their food, their music, their education, and it is all being implemented and embraced around the world. Finally, I just want to thank you for your time and taking the time to look at this and to listen to this, and I also want to thank you for a great semester. You were extremely accommodating for the entire COVID-19 situation, and I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well and staying safe and staying healthy. Thank you.